So when we're talking about empirical probability, we are talking about the probability of an event happening, and we say that it's a fraction of the time that it's similar to how events have happened in the past. So when we talk about our empirical probability, we use past data to determine the future, right? So we are looking at the total number of times that an event occurs, and we're dividing it, again, by the total number. But now instead of the total number of possible outcomes, now we're looking at the total number of observations. So life insurance companies look at past data to figure out how much they're going to charge you in terms of a premium. Or you can look at sports statistics, right? You know, Stephen Curry on the Golden State Warriors made 278 out of 302 of the free throw attempts during the 2017-18 NBA season. So we can figure out that, okay, if they've made 278 out of 302 free throw attempts, during the 2017 to 18 season, then the likelihood of making his next free throw attempt is 0.92. How do we get 0.92? We just took 278 and divided it by 302. And so how are we making these inferences? Well, we are making them through a complicated, luckily we don't need to know it, and we definitely don't need to prove it, which is a mighty pain in the butt, through a complicated law called the law of large numbers. The law of large numbers says that over a large number of trials, usually over 100, so it has to be greater than 100. The very bare bones minimum is 30. 30 will do in a pinch. 100 is really what you're looking for in order to be able to make an inference from the sample to the population, right? So over a large number of trials, the empirical probability of an event will approach its true probability. Now, obviously, we have empirical probability, and then we have a lot of, you know, what the talking heads do in terms of their pontification, right? This is a situation of subjective probability. So subjective probability is, you know, a situation where just an individual is assigning probability based on whatever information is available, right? So some examples, you know, of this would be, you know, the likelihood, you know, I could say something like there's a 50% chance that the US government will shut down this year. You know, for a period of greater than a month. That's a subjective probability. I'm just kind of pulling that out, right? You know, obviously subjective probability, you know, sometimes has some data-driven insights behind it. Sometimes it's just somebody's opinion, right? That's just like your opinion, man. So when there's little or no data, We estimate it subjectively. It's based on whatever information is available. We evaluate that available information, and then we assign a probability. All right, we're going to call it here today so we have a little time for our Kahoots. And I will give us a tiny curve for our homework this week. That way it helps out the people that have already turned it in without giving you guys any extra time. So there'll be a tiny curve to represent the fact that we didn't get to the last few concepts here.